If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment below if there are any films you want me to review in the future, and I'll see you in a few days. So I scripted out a whole video about the future of this channel and where I've been and all that stuff, and it's just gone. It's vanished. So here it is in a nutshell. I haven't made a video on this channel in ages because, I'm lazy. That's what I'm just lazy. But now I want to start making videos on it again. But I don't just want to review movies anymore. I want to start branching out and doing other things, including anime and video games. Because above all else, I'm just a nerd who likes to think critically about and discuss all kinds of nerdy things. Now, let's talk about The Seven Deadly Sins. This show is really difficult to give a synopsis of without potentially giving minor spoilers, because it's a show that from the get-go, from the very first episode, just has reveal after reveal. There are hardly any points where it goes a full episode without one. It's crazy. So I'm going to try to keep this review the best I can to the very early minor spoilers, but they are still kind of spoilers, so if you absolutely don't want to know anything about the Seven Deadly Sins, just go watch it. When a Britannian kingdom is taken over by the Holy Knights, Princess Elizabeth goes on a personal quest to find and request the help of a powerful team of former knights to reclaim said kingdom. That team is the Seven Deadly Sins. The only problem is, nobody knows where any of them are. Let's start with the animation. The animation team behind this project is A1 Pictures, which is a very good sign right off the bat. These are the people who did Fairy Tail, Blue Exorcist, Sword Art Online. You can usually trust that anything they're involved in, even if the show itself isn't very good, that it's going to have some pretty fantastic animation. The style that they use, usually with thick outlines and really bright, solid colours, is just a feast for the eyes. Everything that I've seen by them anyway. Seven Deadly Sins is no exception to that track record. I think their style works really well with this kind of pseudo-medieval fantasy setting that the show is portraying. We've got practically everything to emphasise this setting, from stone castles to old-timey brick taverns to gigantic grass fields to giant people. Like I said, this is Elizabeth's quest that we're following, but the real main character here is Meliodas. Side note, I've heard some people pronounce it Melodious. Maybe that's how it's pronounced in the sub. To clarify, this was the dub that I watched. Meliodas is an at first seemingly pretty regular boy who turns out to not be so regular after all. We do find out this kid's real identity pretty quickly, but where does he come from? Why is he the way that he is? Some of these questions the show gradually unravels the answers to, and others it just hits you with them out of nowhere. Meliodas in the dub is voiced by Breeze Peppenbrook, who also voices the lead character in Attack on Titan, Blue Exorcist, Sword Art Online, along with a bunch of other stuff. He's doing pretty damn well for himself. The only problem is, if you watch as much anime as I do, his voice can get a little too familiar sounding at times. There were times where I was watching this and I just heard this brand new character, and there were other times where I was watching it and I just heard a slightly younger version of Rin Okumura. The actual character of Meliodas, though, has a lot of personality and is really fun to watch in general. Elizabeth, however, just didn't do anything for me. I mean, she certainly has an arc of character progression throughout the show, but even during the points where she's doing stuff that would indicate some independence, her personality never really comes across as anything other than that of a weak damsel. One thing I think this anime does really well, though, is balance out its abundance of characters. If you're like me and there are one or two characters who you don't really care for, it really doesn't matter. There are quite a lot of characters in this show, considering it's only 24 episodes. And it manages pretty well to flesh out each and every one of them at least a little bit. Some of them I think probably could have used a bit more screen time, but my guess is that they're saving some of that for a later season, which there will definitely be, by the way, maybe even several. It almost seems like that's the show's intention to me. It's got elements of a long-running shonen series. From just little things like almost every episode ending in a cliffhanger, to the characters vocally announcing the moves they're doing as they're doing them, which it turns out is a trope I'm a real sucker for, by the way. My god, I should do some LARPing. There's even an opening prologue at the beginning of every episode before the intro, along with a map of Britannia. It feels like they're trying to gradually establish this huge world here, and to be honest, I think it has a bit of potential to be quite a good long-running show. Fair warning, this show does get pretty fan-servicey at points, mainly due to the astoundingly perverted nature of the main character and the almost willingly submissive nature of some other characters. But it works more organically here than it does in a lot of other anime because it's character personality driven and not entirely creator driven. Plus, it's done in a way that provides some comic relief rather than just kind of being there for the sake of it. Did I mention that this is a Netflix exclusive? So if you don't have Netflix, sorry, you're kind of out of luck. Unless, of course, you want to be a criminal. Do you guys want a rating out of 10 for stuff? Because I did that a while ago and people said they didn't want it, so I took it out, and people said they wanted it back. Please just let me know. Also let me know if there's anything you want me to review in a future video. My name is Caleb Lawler, and I will see you in, I don't know, another 11 months.